Two red zone turnovers cost Miami dearly in a loss to Bowling Green on Family Weekend. This week, the RedHawks look to rebound on the road at Kent State. Head coach Chuck Martin joins me to talk about both games next here on RedHawk Football Weekly. This is RedHawk Football Weekly. Brought to you by G&J Pepsi-Cola of Hamilton, refreshing Southwestern Ohio since 1939. By Koenig Equipment, found online at KoenigEquipment.com. By Marathon, fueling the American spirit. By Bud Light, reminding you to enjoy responsibly among friends. Steve Baker talks with Miami head football coach Chuck Martin after this on RedHawk Football Weekly.
The new celebration rules are in place and Pepsi is all for it. So what's big man Joe Staley doing? He's celebrating a touchdown he didn't score. The sad truth is, the odds of a guy like Joe scoring a real touchdown are the same as zero. But it's fun to dream, isn't it? Even if those dreams are delusional. Hey, there's no I in impossible, Joe. There is, there's two. Shh.
Ever wonder what's in a beer? If it's a Bud Light, it's 4 essential ingredients: barley, rice, water, and hops. Here's to the beer you can always count on, brewed to be America's favorite light lager.
Welcome into another edition of RedHawk Football Weekly. I'm Steve Baker, the voice of the RedHawks. Tough loss for the Miami RedHawks on Saturday, 37-29, the final against Bowling Green. The RedHawks will be on the road this Saturday to take on the Kent State Golden Flashes, 3:30 start at Dick's Stadium in Kent, Ohio. Joining me, the head coach of the Miami RedHawks, Chuck Martin. And Coach, a tough loss, obviously very disappointing loss, and tough way to lose a football game as well.
Yeah, it's like I said after the game Saturday, haven't seen anything like it. I've seen a few things this year I've never seen before, but it goes down to you have to execute for 60 minutes. We don't get lined up right on first and goal on the one and have a chance to punch it in with set ourselves up for a great chance to win the game with 1:30 left, up 5 or 7, depending if we make the 2-point play. And our fullback lines up wrong, and the snap hits the fullback, and they scoop it, and they go 99 yards for a touchdown. And drive back down there, have a chance, can't execute on 4th down and make a play. But very high-scoring game, high scoring from the get-go. Both offenses were rolling, both defenses were struggling from the get-go. Those games have to be won on offense. We have to get that last touchdown in, and we talk about a great victory, and you lose your quarterback in the third quarter, and Billy comes in and plays very, very well for us and puts us first and goal at the 1, and then we have a bad situation on the 1-yard line. So again, can't take your foot off the grass. You have to execute. We're not executing. We execute for 58 minutes, okay, offensively, but we got to execute one more play and score and have a chance to win the game.
You mentioned Gus Ragland going out, and obviously it's still early in the week as we record this, but he's going to be examined this week, right?
Yeah, no, he's got a lower body deal. He could have came back in Saturday, so they don't think it's major, but we're MRIing it. We'll get more news as the week goes on. All
right, let's take a look at the highlights from the first half of play at Millett Hall at Yager Stadium on Saturday afternoon. The offense gets going right away, and you go to Jared Murphy here.
Yeah, no, we had a really good plan. We were executing at a very high level. Besides an interception on the first drive where Gus throws a bad ball that should be a touchdown, and the bad snap, or not the bad snap, but the snap off the fullback on the last drive, our offense executed pretty darn good the whole day long.
Jalen Bester gets an early call and shows his speed out of the backfield.
Yeah, it's good. Jalen starting to get his feet wet. We lost him in the middle of the game too, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll have him back for this Saturday. But really good young player, excited trying to do some of the jobs that Mo did for us.
First red zone turnover here. James Gardner wide open, ball just underthrown.
Yeah, and again, just almost saw it in my mind and too open and took a little bit off it as opposed to just get the ball up where James can catch it. Nice play by their corner.
The Falcons would score a field goal and take a 3-0 lead off of that turnover, but Miami gets the ball back and goes right down the field. Gus Ragland to Kenny Young here.
Yep. Good on 3rd down. We were good on 3rd down for most of the day. Good throw and catch. Kenny Young showing his versatility out of the backfield, catching a flag route.
2nd and 8 here from the 32, and James Gardner again wide open.
Yeah, same exact play. exact play. We just didn't miss fire. I mean, same call against the same coverage. And it was the same look. James was behind him again. Smitty occupied the safety. We got the ball in the hole, and unfortunately it should be 14-3 at that point. It's only 7-3.
6-3 after the missed extra point. And then the next drive, Miami gets moving once again as Gus Ragland goes on the ground.
Yep, and again, we moved the ball pretty much all day. Both offenses, Bowling Green's and ours, were clicking on all cylinders. We ran the ball, we threw the ball, ran the ball for well over 200 yards, threw the ball for well over 300 yards.
Here's a great run after catch from Alonzo Smith off the screen.
Yeah, really nice run by Smith. Good job by the O-lineman getting out in front of the screen pass. And pretty much everything's rolling at that point. Runs, passes, screens, you name it. Really nice execution. You see Palmer and Sam McCollum out in front leading the way, and then obviously great cuts north and south by Zoe.
That drive will continue into the second quarter, and here on 2nd and 9, Gus Ragland gets the score.
Yeah, good job again up front. They squeezed everything inside. Blocking was actually, Gus kind of bounces the outside and kind of walks in from 9 yards out, as you see right here.
Great run and great block inside. Jared Murphy collapsing down and making sure that Gus Ragland can get into the end zone. The Falcons, however, would have the answer as their offense again clicking, and this time they will go to their running back, that is Cleveland, up the middle for 33, and that makes it a 13-10 lead for the RedHawks. And on the Falcons' next drive, Heath Harding gets the ball back for Miami.
Yeah, one of our few plays defensively. He's stepping up and making a big play. We need to make some more plays on that side of the ball as the game went on. And Heath makes a huge one right there, picking off inside the 5.
And a third look at it there, just great position, high pointing the ball and hauling it in for the RedHawks. They take the ball over and look to add to their lead, and this is a big 4th down play for Gus Ragland.
Yeah, great drive. We take over on our 4, and as you see here, we got the ball all the way down to their 13, which is what you want to do when you get the big play from Heath, is not go 3 and out and put the defense in a bad situation. We put together a really nice drive, obviously. Nice 4th down conversion there by Gus, and good job getting the ball down inside their 15.
The drive would stall, but Sam Sloman comes in and boots one through from 22. First of 3 on the day for him, and Miami up again 16-10, and the Falcons again would answer, though. A quick slant inside to Wilcox. They score once again and actually take a 1-point lead with just under a minute to go. Miami on the drive to get that lead back, and there's Jared Murphy.
Yeah, good strike to Jared in the seam. Good drive offensively, got it down 8-yard line, 8 seconds left. Didn't want to take a chance that we run the clock out. Just want to make sure we got a chance to get points on the board.
Sam Sloman adds the field goal there late, and you get the points. You take a 19-17 lead into the locker room at half. And the RedHawk offense, as you said, continued to fly around all day long. Was really impressed with the blocking downfield on a lot of those things, even on the screen passes or even the flat passes. The running backs all executing their blocks very well.
Yeah, every blocking inside and outside was fantastic the whole day. And again, there's no issue except for 2 red zone turnovers. That's the key. Other than that, we have 40-some points and we have a nice victory, and we're not happy with how our defense played, but you give credit to Bowling Green's offense and you feel great about the victory.
19-17 is the score at the half. We'll come back in just a few moments and take a look at the second half, and we'll take a look at some highlights as well. Don't forget, coming up this Saturday, the RedHawks will be on the road at Kent State. Dick Stadium is the site. 3:30 kick will be on the air at 2:30 on the Miami IMG Sports Network with all of the action for you. Myself, Terry Bridge, and Randy Hollowell. We're back with more in just a moment here on RedHawk Football Weekly.
You train, it twinges. You twist, it tears. For every way you move and every way it hurts, the orthopedics and sports medicine team at Mercy Health provides comprehensive expert care for bones, muscles, tendons, and joints. With more than 60 physicians and specialists and more therapists, athletic trainers, and conveniently located sports medicine facilities than any other system in Greater Cincinnati, Mercy Health helps you stay in motion. Call 844-9-GO-PLAY for same-day or next business day appointments.
It's true, fans are craving Dr. Pepper more than ever, so I've assembled a team. They're not exactly 5 stars, but they've got spirit. We'll be at tailgates, the cheap seats, love seats. If you're craving Dr. Pepper, we'll be there. We'll be everywhere! And yes, we are taking walk-ons.
I'm in.
Doug Flutie? Flutie's in! Let's go, Dr. Pepper, hip! Here's a boys' medium.
That'll work.
This segment of RedHawk Football Weekly is brought to you by Courtyard Marriott Hamilton, conveniently located just miles from Miami University.
Welcome back in. RedHawk Football Weekly coming to you from Oxford this week. I'm Steve Baker, the voice of the RedHawks. We've gone over the first half. Miami went to the locker room with a 19-17 lead over Bowling Green. As head coach Chuck Martin joins me once again. And Coach, the offensive battle was real in that first half. What did you talk about on the defense to try and build them up a little bit and get them going in the second half?
Well, we just want to get some stops. We didn't tackle well in the first half. We didn't fit our gaps well in the first half. We didn't play particularly good man coverage in the first half. So we knew we were capable of playing better. We had to definitely get our eyes right, get where we need to be. A couple of the runs that hit us inside, we just weren't where we were supposed to be. And a couple of plays through the air, we weren't where we were supposed to be. So we knew we were capable of playing better. We just had to go do it. We knew their offense had their confidence. We knew our offense had confidence. We figured we were going to have to keep scoring.
The thing about a team, and you said it during your press conference, Bowling Green was a much better team than 0-5 coming into this game, and you knew that coming in. But once a team has that kind of success offensively, did the defense say maybe start doing a little too much or overthinking it?
Yeah, at times I think that's the natural reaction anytime to get a little bit reeling, and now you get away from your fundamentals and get away from your keys. And but some of it was just physical battles. We got we're going to watch the first play of the second half here in a minute. We just get run by, and we got one of our best athletes on the field, and they got one of their best athletes, and we got to do a better job and disrupt timing, and we don't disrupt any timing. So. We wanted to stop the run. Obviously, we didn't do a good job of that. And that once you can get the running game, just like our running game was going, that creates all the play actions and all the other stuff is there for you.
And obviously, when a team that is 0-5 gets moving, they start believing. And the Falcons came out in the second half and started believing right away as we take a look at those highlights from the second half. First play from scrimmage, a 75-yard score.
Yeah, just Josh not being ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the bottom line. First play of the half, he's not ready to go, and he gets run by. We're in man coverage. We got post help. We can't get beat outside. You have to force him back in your help, and he doesn't do that.
Miami answers, though, just 4 plays later, a 36-yarder to Jared Murphy.
Yeah, good read off the high hole safety. Good throw. Great job by Murph not going down after he catches it, and really good finish by Murph there.
Took a great shot and then just comes into the end zone and scores. Miami back out in front. Later in the third quarter, after Gus Ragland goes out, Billy Ball comes in, starts executing the offense there with a pass to Ryan Smith.
Yeah, good read by Billy. Read the coverage right, got the one-on-one matchup with Smitty, and completes the ball as we move the ball down the field.
Moving the ball down the field, 1st and 10 from the Bowling Green 47, and Kenny Young right up the middle.
Yeah, great hole. Obviously, we really started moving around, started wearing them down. We ran the ball effectively all day, ran the ball for 6 yards per carry. So we mixed in run and pass. Great job up front. As you see, gaping hole, and Kenny doesn't need that big a hole. He's a tremendous football player.
Here's Sam Sloman, a second, the third field goal of the day. This one from 45 yards, right down the middle. And Miami out in front 29-24. The Falcons again would answer a 75-yard drive. Teo Redding was a pain all day long, and that's a great catch with pretty good coverage on him for the score for Bowling Green. That gives the Falcons a 30-29 lead, and on their next drive, they would miss a field goal, and Miami would get the ball back with 3:30 to go, and Billy Ball goes to work right away. This is Luke Mayock.
Yeah, Shames, guy, good read. Guy goes down. If we can keep Luke in play, he's going to run for a touchdown on that one. Nobody's around. Billy kind of leads him out of bounds. Luke makes a great catch, but I thought it was going to be a touchdown when I saw the guy going down.
James Gardner from 27 yards out, diving grab, and they ruled him down at the 1-yard line. So Miami in business with a chance, and a great catch here by James.
Yeah, great throw by Billy under duress. Led James to some green grass, and a fantastic catch by James. But great pass under duress, and threw it in a great spot. Pushed him away from the defender where only he could get it.
And this is where disaster strikes. 1st and goal. The ball pops off of the fullback, and Bowling Green able to pick it up and go the 99 yards for a score, as Brandon Harris picks that up and goes the distance for Bowling Green. And we'll get another look at it from behind here, and you can see it hit Nate Treywick.
Yeah, just bad alignment by Nate. Like we said in the press conference, Billy had saw it, said he almost called timeout, then Billy has it, and it squirts loose. Even if Billy falls on it, we're still going to win the game.
Yeah.
Squirts loose, and now we're up against it again.
Again, an 8-point lead for the Falcons, and still hope under 2 minutes, under a minute and a half to go. And there's a 31-yarder to James Gardner.
Yeah, came back regrouped in a hurry. Billy throws a strike, good read on the coverage, throws a strike to James, and we're already got the ball on their 45-yard line.
And on the next play, a big fourth down conversion here. Again, it's Gardner making the diving catch.
Yeah, good read, not his best throw of the day, but good enough throw, and then James makes a nice catch. But good read against outside leverage man coverage. Billy works the ball, the one-on-one matchup. James is wide open.
And unfortunately, the drive would end there as 4 plays later. This is the 4th down and 10 try. Billy Ball tries to find Jared Murphy and just cannot thread the needle in there, and Murph couldn't hang on to the football.
Yeah, I thought we had him, and obviously we didn't complete it. We'd have been down the 6-yard line with a chance to score and go for 2 and tie. So obviously, crazy disappointing way to end the game.
Yeah.
Offense did so many good things throughout the game, but as we said, we got to finish that drive. If we finish that drive, we're talking about how great the offense, and they won the game for us, and it was fantastic, but we didn't finish that drive. So back to 1-1 in the league. OU loses to Central. Akron's the only undefeated team in our half. When you look at the scores last week, it's going to be a crazy MAC season. We obviously have to play better defensively. We've got to regroup with probably losing Gus for at least a little bit and play really smart football, particularly late in games.
Yeah, and you think about what Billy Ball did, and we do want to, obviously has great experience starting the first 6 games last year, but just came in, and you mentioned in your press conference, very calm, very under control when he came in the football game.
Yeah,
and it showed.
Was in there for 3 or 4 possessions. All the discussions I had, very calm, was seeing everything. Came in the game, had been paying attention. He knew exactly what their team was doing. Mm-hmm. We made a couple adjustments. Adjustment of one route, we actually put in another route based on how they were playing a certain route we were playing. That's the ball we hit to James, and he was fine with everything. So, and again, should be a great story that he led us to victory, and we have a bad issue on a snap and alignment, and unfortunately no one's going to talk too much about, but it was good for us and good for him and good confidence builder.
Tell me just a little bit about locker room afterwards. Obviously, this team seems to be snake bitten by some of the things that happen. I mean, late in the games. Are they still up? Are they still ready to go?
I think Saturday after the game we were just stunned.
Yeah.
I think everybody was stunned. I think bewildered, unfathomable. The course of the game, and you say you're going to lose a game that way, but. We have to bounce back the same way. We're in the middle of conference season. You got Kent State, a very tough opponent on the road coming up, and we got to bounce back. And we got to clean up our mistakes on both sides of the ball, and we can't. That's nothing Bowling Green did the last play. We got to get aligned right.
All right,
on one of our base short yardage plays.
All right, we'll come back. We'll talk about Kent State, the RedHawks' next opponent, when we return with more RedHawk Football Weekly in just a moment.
This segment of RedHawk Football Weekly has been brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott Hamilton, conveniently located just miles from Miami University.
Are in place, and Pepsi is all for it. So what's big man Joe Staley doing? He's celebrating a touchdown. He didn't score. The sad truth is the odds of a guy like Joe scoring a real touchdown are the same as 0. But it's fun to dream, isn't it? Even if those dreams are delusional. Hey, there's no I in impossible, Joe. There's 2. Shh.
Keep twisting, keep stretching, keep bending, and chasing. For total and partial joint replacement to rehabilitation, the orthopedics and sports medicine team at Mercy Health provides comprehensive expert care for bones, muscles, tendons, and joints. With more than 60 physicians and specialists, more therapists, and conveniently located facilities than any other system in Greater Cincinnati, Mercy Health helps you stay in motion. Find your specialist at mercymovesyou.com.
Welcome back in. Our final segment of RedHawk Football Weekly for this week. Miami will be on the road this Saturday. They'll take on the Kent State Golden Flashes, a 3:30 start at Dick Stadium, and we'll talk with head coach Chuck Martin about that momentarily. But Coach rejoins us, and you mentioned the MAC a little bit in our last segment, but a game like Saturday, and you take a look at the scores from all around the conference, is a testimony to how tough the Mid-American Conference is week in and week out.
Yeah, it's always been one of the most balanced leagues in the conference, and occasionally you'll have an outlier. One or two teams might be a little bit better than everybody else, and they have that really good year, but even on those years, the other 9 teams are about the same. And there's not that much different in talent. There's very good coaching, and it's who executes, who doesn't turn the ball over, and who doesn't make the critical mistake. And Saturday was another day. You look at Toledo beats Eastern Michigan by 5. Western Michigan beats Buffalo in 7 overtimes.
Right.
Bowling Green beats us in a very dramatic fashion late. Mm-hmm. And Central Michigan goes to OU and beats OU at OU. And you look at critical plays in all those games, and it typically comes down to execution. It comes down to turnovers.
Yeah, and turnovers. Obviously, Miami had 2 red zone turnovers on Saturday. Ohio had 4 turnovers. And you don't have to play a perfect game every week in and week out, but you certainly have to play one of your best games in this conference.
Yeah, you have to play and you have to out-execute the other team. And both teams are always going to make mistakes. That's the way it is. But you can't make the critical mistakes. You know, for us, the 2 critical mistakes, we should have 14 more points on the board. We should have won the game 45-30, and that would have been a nice victory. But we made 2 critical mistakes down inside their 10-yard line, not only giving them the ball, and we gave them 7 points, but it took 7 points away from us. So we have to execute for 60 minutes, not for 58, not for 59. We're doing so many good things on both sides of the ball in ST. There's enough plays to win the game, but like we always say, more games are lost than won, and in the last couple of weeks we found a way to lose a couple games.
Kent State, the opponent this Saturday, they looking for their first win in conference play, and this is a team that when you talk about Coach Haynes and his teams, defense is what they build the team off of, and this year's no exception.
Yeah, no, they've been as good as anybody in our league defensively, and they're really good this year. They're not giving up. They're not giving up points. They're definitely not giving up yards. You can't run on them. You can't throw on them. They load the box. They play man coverage, and they're very good. They got 2 senior corners that are as good as anybody in the league. They're really well coached. They're really disciplined, and they have really good personnel. They lose their key component on offense. They're going to run the ball and run their offense that likes to control the ball and do some gadgets and do some quarterback run stuff, and they lose him, which has put them a little behind. But defensively, I said Marshall, they were losing 7-0 in the fourth quarter. And last week against Northern Illinois got a couple turnovers, got a couple short fields. They blocked a punt. That's the only reason that they even got into the 20s. If they don't turn it over and they play field position, they're not going to give up much more than 14 points a game.
And it's been that way for a while. Their defense has been spectacular. On flipping the coin on to Miami's side again, the defense, played a pretty good offense last week in Bowling Green. What do you do with the defense this week? Obviously, you've looked at the film. Probably wasn't their best day. You go back to work with the defense a little bit this week for Miami.
Well, 2 different things. One, Kent State runs a very different offense, so there's not a lot of carryover to what Bowling Green was doing, spread up tempo to what Kent State doing. But the thing you have to correct is we were out of position. We didn't have good eye control. We did not tackle close to. I mean, we have really good tackles on our defense. I didn't tackle well Saturday. It wasn't. It was some of our best players did not play well, and they got a little bit down on themselves, and they lost a little bit of confidence. And we got to read our keys. We got to fly around, get back to playing the aggressive style defense that we showed early in the year.
All right, Coach. Wish you the best of luck as they regroup, get ready for Kent State.
Thank you.
Head coach Chuck Martin joining us once again on RedHawk Football Weekly. Again, this Saturday at 3:30. That is the kick time at Dick Stadium in Kent, Ohio. Myself, Terry Bridge, and Randy Hollowell will have all of the action for you, beginning with the Knowles of Oxford tailgate show, and that begins at 2:30 on the Miami IMG Sports Network. That'll do it for this week's show. For Coach Martin, I'm Steve Baker, the voice of the RedHawks. Thanks for watching RedHawk Football Weekly.
This has been RedHawk Football Weekly, brought to you by G&J Pepsi-Cola of Hamilton, refreshing Southwestern Ohio since 1939. By Koenig Equipment, found online at KoenigEquipment.com. By Marathon, fueling the American spirit. By Bud Light, reminding you to enjoy responsibly among friends. RedHawk Football Weekly is an exclusive production of the Miami IMG Sports Network.
You train, it twinges. You twist, it tears. For every way you move and every way it hurts, the orthopedics and sports medicine team at Mercy Health provides comprehensive expert care for bones, muscles, tendons, and joints. With more than 60 physicians and specialists and more therapists, athletic trainers, and conveniently located sports medicine facilities than any other system in Greater Cincinnati, Mercy Health helps you stay in motion.
Call 844-9-GO-PLAY for same-day or next business day appointments.
There's people who care where I'm going, and good friends who welcome me home. So get up.